I'm Lauren with Pack Hacker, and in this video we're taking a detailed look at the Quince carry-on suitcase, which I've been testing for the last 2 weeks. Let's dive in. Like a lot of hard-sided luggage, this is a polycarbonate shell, but it's held up pretty well, surprisingly. I haven't gotten any scratches or anything like that and over the top of this. It feels a little bit like lighter weight and more plasticky than other luggage, but it still feels durable, which I think is really like the biggest concern when it comes to hard-sided luggage, especially with this one being, I wouldn't say necessarily like a budget cost, but it's definitely on the lower end of the spectrum for similar luggage from other brands. With the outside here, we've got like a nice blue colorway. There's like a couple of like divots here that give it a very specific look, but I think it looks nice. We also have like side carry handles. We have a Travel Sentry TSA approved lock at the top here. Oh, look, my nails match it, that's kind of fun. And then we have a carry handle up at the top here too. Other than that, there's really nothing going on the outside of here. The carry handles are just like a plasticky feeling. There's no padding on this. It's a soft plastic and it's comfortable enough, but it's like most luggage where it's like you're not going to be carrying it by the handle, so it doesn't really matter that much. But you know, when I had to grab it in and out of my car or whatever, it was comfortable that way. We do have really nice wheels on the bottom here. I was kind of surprised at the fact that they were Hinomoto wheels. These are their silent run wheels. Hinomoto is one of like the top wheel brands for rolling luggage, and a lot of like, I guess like more budget focused luggage will kind of skimp on the wheels, but Quince didn't in this case, which I think is really nice. So even if this like hard shell is not quite as like crazy durable as another one, you're really going to have some pretty solidly durable wheels, which is nice because once the wheels break, a piece of luggage becomes somewhat useless. But we do have YKK zippers as well on the side here, or like the zippers for like the main compartment. And then for the telescopic handle in the back, there are two height levels. This is the top one, and then this is the lower one, and then it just goes down in. There's a few scuffs on the back. I guess you can kind of see those more here. But I had no issues with like the telescoping handle feeling like it was like, you know how sometimes they get like tight and hard to pull out. This aluminum feels very sturdy, and it feels sturdier, I would say, than some other luggage when you actually like shake it back and forth. So I was pretty impressed with the build quality of this considering the price. This is the luggage at the tallest height adjustment. I am 5'6", and I don't have any like heeled shoes or anything on right now. So it's a little bit taller than I would prefer. So I would go down for this like lower one if I was walking with it next to me. But if you do want to put it on two wheels, you can just kind of kick it back and it rolls really smoothly. It kicks very easily onto those two wheels as well, which is courtesy of those Hinomoto wheels like I mentioned. But it does feel very comfortable. I didn't feel like I needed extra like padding or anything on this telescoping handle because it is just kind of like a softer plastic, but it rolls really well. Very silent, actually. I guess you would consider that because of the silent run wheels, but it does well on pretty much any terrain that we've tried it on, whether it's like cobblestone or loose gravel or anything. So overall, pretty solid build quality, like I mentioned. If you're finding this video helpful, hit subscribe so we can keep making content to help you travel smarter. Looking at the main compartment here, this is the TSA approved lock. You just pop that open and then the zippers disengage. And then I'm going to actually flip this down again. And it's just like a clamshell opening. It's not anything, there it is. It's not anything too crazy. Honestly, when I open this up, you're gonna go, I've seen luggage that looks like that. And that's because you've definitely seen luggage that looks like that. A lot of luggage at the moment, like that's on the market right now, has one side that has a mesh zippered panel top and then a like compression system style top like panel on the other side. So looking at the zippered portion, this one's pretty basic. These zippers work well. They open smoothly, no issues with it feeling like it's gonna like bust or anything. Over here, I just have a lot of accessories. So I've got like a packable jacket. I have a tech kit. I forgot to put a toiletry bag in here, but I've got a couple of pouches and a rain jacket. So over here, I found that like between this, it says that you can fit I believe they say like 5 to 8 outfits or 8 to 10 outfits or something on their site. 6 to 9 outfits. I wrote it down. I was close. 6 to 9 outfits in this, and that is definitely the case. I think you can easily fit that much inside of here. You've also got some loops on the side if you wanted to attach anything, and then you can access the liner through the zipper. Over here, I mean, it's pretty basic. You can fill this with as much gear as you want, basically. I think over here is where the organization kind of really kicks in. So with this top compression panel, you unbuckle this and you can flip it over onto this side. There are some that flip up. I prefer them to flip over. That's just my personal preference. If you don't like it, that's just kind of how this one is configured. And then if you want to remove it entirely, this panel is removable, and then you can just utilize these straps on their own. On the top of this is also a mesh pocket where you can put flatter items. I usually put like a hat or even like socks and underwear in this panel. And then I'll zip that back up, flip this over, and this is everything that I have like in the main compartment. So with everything here, you could fit more clothes on this side if you really wanted to, in addition to all of those like pouches and things. But for this here, like this is still that sort of 6 to 9 outfits. I have a pair of shoes. There are office shoes, so they're not dirty, which is why they're not in a shoe pouch, but this is a men's size 10.5 to kind of give you a scale of what actually fits in here. I have a larger like jacket zip pullover thing. I have 3 pairs of pants, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shirts. So we utilize a capsule wardrobe. Obviously, this is going to be 6 to 9 combinations of gear or of outfit, but if you wanted to add additional items, if you had the shoes on the zippered side, for example, you could probably fit a couple more pairs of pants or shirts over here. So you definitely have room to work with in this thing. You know, the capacity I wouldn't say is like the issue. I think if you're looking for just like a basic piece of luggage that's not really doing anything like innovative or interesting, then this is going to be a really great option. I think it's made well in comparison to a lot of luggage that's on the market. And maybe it's not going to last you like forever, but a lot of luggage might not last you forever anyway. So if you're looking to not spend quite as much, this still has a lot of features compared to other luggage that you're going to get without that higher price tag, while still feeling pretty well made. So I think that they did that well. I feel like I can get a good amount of my stuff in here and easily pack for 1 to 2 weeks for a trip without needing an additional bag or anything. So there you have it, the Quince carry-on suitcase. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel, and we'll see you in the next one.